Be sure to subscribe and click on the bell for notifications on future uploads. Hello everyone, Simon Bard here, or you can call me Sully. It's Mother's Day, and I got a movie to review for this day about a relationship between a mother and daughter that takes place mostly in the month of May, which also happens to be Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And this film comes from Disney and Pixar. First released on Disney Plus on March 11th, 2022, and then given a limited theatrical release on February 10th, 2024, it's Turning Red. Director Dami Shi has made a neat coming-of-age animated film that's a little crazy and a little sweet, with fine characters, a fine story, and nice animation. Set in 2002 in Toronto, Canada, Mei is a 13-year-old Chinese girl who honors her parents, especially her mother Ming, and gets great grades in school and works as an assistant in her family's temple in Little Chinatown. But Mei also loves to hang out with her friends, Mariah Mendelsohn, Priya Mangal, and Abby Park, as the four of them are big fans of the boy band Four Town. But one night, Mei did some drawings of Devin, the teen store clerk who she secretly loves despite not being into him initially, and Ming decides to confront Devin when finding Mei's drawings, accusing him of poisoning her daughter's mind into making them. Yet after having the biggest humiliation as the schoolboy Tyler and other kids were there laughing at her for making her art, Mei becomes a big red panda the next morning, and is able to be human again by calming down. But after being under the impression that Mei's going through puberty, and embarrasses her when bringing her past during school, Ming finds out about Mei turning into a red panda, recounting the legend of Sun Yi, who loves red pandas to becoming one herself as a means to protect her daughters, and thus women who come of age will become a red panda. But the beast needs to be taken out during the Red Moon ritual, or it'll remain part of Mei unless she doesn't show any strong emotion. Yet Four Town's tour is coming to Toronto on May 18th, where the ritual is on the 25th, and as Mei's friends come to accept her red panda, even as their love keeps the beast at bay, the four of them use Mei's blessing, or an inconvenience, to earn money to buy tickets to Four Town's concert, by having the kids pay to see the red panda, pay to take photos of the red panda, and to buy merchandise Mei's friends made, all under the guise of Mei staying over school for a math club to fool Ming. But as Tyler invites Mei to be the red panda at his birthday party with the promise of earning enough to buy tickets, Mei's aunts and grandma visit her home to help with the Red Moon ritual. This was Pixar's third animated film to be released on Disney Plus before returning to theaters with Lightyear, and despite it coming out at a time when the pandemic was easing, and I was able to see it in theaters during its 2024 re-release, I could say that this is one of, if not their best Disney Plus release, given the amount of high, crazy fun and anime-inspired animation, usually in the expressions the characters offer, and in a few action scenes. It's also set in 2002, which isn't noticeable from the looks of it, but is so based on the technology, like the Tamagotchi and early flip phones and camcorders, and the height of boy bands. And the story is a sweet, if typical one, of growing up and controlling one's inner beast, kind of used as a metaphor for puberty, even to making a direct implication of it when Mei first becomes her red panda self, and her mother assumes her change is puberty. But it's also about being yourself and rebellious against your parents, while your mother is being protective. Or in this case, overprotective, to outright accusing others of harming her child with their quote-unquote bad thoughts, when really it's her child who thought these things up. And it's this aspect of the film I'm not too fond of. Yes, Mei's doing her best to honor her mother and not disappoint her, and she even blames herself for making those drawings. But on top of Mei not completely listening to her own daughter, the points of her blaming others is where it went overboard, not allowing Mei to confront her issue more, and the same goes for the second time it happens. Except in this case, Tyler's parents were in the right, while Mei still goes after who she believes did it. Granted, much of this embarrassment and backstabbing is very brief, so it doesn't go overdramatic. Yet, I have some questions regarding the climax. Not that it's anything bad and it leads to a sweet and nearly tearful conclusion, but it shows that Min's red panda is a Godzilla-sized one, and I'm left wondering, if the red pandas of May's aunts and grandma were of respective sizes, why is Min's red panda the largest? It's very vague in the details of how her size becomes, ranging from Min's husband Jim to Min's 13-year-old self hating her mother, but I kinda want a little more backstory to Min to get her red panda, either because her mother pushed her too hard to be perfect, or she pushed herself too hard to be as good as her mother. In any case, the size of Min's red panda is up in the air for me, even if I might have already answered my own question. But I do like how it ends, as I nearly got teary-eyed over it, and Jim I think is really underrated as a character, and there's a couple of moments I did chuckle at. But overall, I do like this Pixar film enough. It has a neat story of growing up with a nice metaphor, crazy yet fun animation, a few good jokes, and a throwback to 2002, even if I'm not nostalgic for that time, and I was 11 years old then. Regardless, it's not one of my favorite Pixar films in general, but it has good enough moments to be my favorite Pixar film on Disney+. 2.5 plus flowers. And that is it. So thank you for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe. Tune in next time for a new video. And be sure to also have a happy Mother's Day.